Yo, every Wednesday night, you better tune in tight at 7 p.m. CST. We bring in that insight. Halas Hall Report, best podcast in the game. Stats and facts, you'll remember the name. Host Ken Dub got the knowledge on lock. Co-host Woody, the Bear fan, talking all that talk. 3 Bear fans chilling, opinions on the side. We're here for the love, riding that Bear pride. Halas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the skies. Lions think they're fierce with Dan Campbell's call, but all that greed ain't gonna help them at all. Same old story, we know how it goes. They just can't compete, everybody knows. Minnesota Vikings always talking smack, but when it's game day, they ain't got the knack. Sitting on the couch while we're making a stand. Over here in Chi-Town, we're the best in the land. Halas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the sky. Packer fans yell blow, pack blow, but can't see the truth. We're stealing the show. Rivalry heated, but we stay real cool. Halas Hall Report, yeah, that's the rule. With every episode, we build that hype. Stats and team news, we got the right type. Fan base strong, we ain't looking back. 2025, it's a win and attack. So gather round fans, put your hands in the air. Every Wednesday night, we're breathing that bear. Join the revolution, watch the magic unfold. Halas Hall Report, we're breaking the mold. Halas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the sky. So mark your calendars, don't miss a beat. Every Wednesday night, Halas Hall can't be beat. Stats, facts, team news on deck. Halas Hall Report, what did you expect? 2025, the Bears are here to stay. Blue and orange in the north, leading the way.
Good evening. Welcome to the Wednesday night edition of Halas Hall Report. Smoking Dad in the comments today. How you doing, Smoking Dad? Of course, coming fresh off his trip from Chicago, we have Woody with us tonight. And chilling out at an undisclosed location in the Midwest, we have Bear Fan Dan. And, of course, I'm now back from Alaska.
Wow.
Best cruise I've ever done. Yeah, and I got home just in time to watch the game that Woody was at. Week 3, Bears, Cowboys. A lot to kind of unpack here. I was happy with. I mean, obviously, I think we were all happy. Yes, with the outcome.
Yes. Oh yeah, definitely.
Little bit. I was a little drunk, but
let me show a couple of the receipts from the weekend that have happened. Actually, 2 of them are almost the same. Caleb Williams was named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, 19 for 28. 298 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, a passer rate of 142.6. He was also named the FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Week.
wow. I guess I should move fucking to Chicago. Good luck, right, Dan?
Yeah,
Do you agree?
Good luck.
I agree.
How about them Ravens? First, we got to do about how about them boys, Smoking Dad. Some other things that came after this game. Speaking of the Ravens, Lamar is number 1 in the league with 9 touchdowns. Number 2 in the entire NFL right now is Caleb with 7. Rome Odunze leads all NFL receivers with 4 touchdown receptions through the first 3 weeks. I mean, guys. Before I go to you, one other thing. 0 procedural penalties on the offensive line this week. There was 1 flag on the O-line, and that was on Darnell Wright for a hold. Minus that, the line was clean. No sacks. What do you think about this progression of this offense, Woody?
Well, geez. Yeah, like I said, maybe I should go there. It was I was, God bless my dad. He was there with us too. It was a great atmosphere. We were surrounded by Cowboys fans, and I kind of shut them all up at one point. But great atmosphere. By the way, let me say, Caleb Williams is tied for second with 7. Aaron Rodgers also has 7 touchdown passes. Yeah, it was a clean game. The 2 guys stepped it up, and we thought that they're in trouble. Was Trevon Edmonds.
Yep.
He was wow. 2 interceptions, key 1 in the end zone, and Tyreek Stevenson ripping that ball out. Yeah, it was amazing. They were like saying to themselves, "We need this win," because 0-3, 0% getting into the playoffs. The only team was anybody know? There's one team that was 0-3. I have to remember that. I just had it on top of my head. Caleb Williams, with that flea flicker, it looked like it was going to be a disaster. And if you see the day before at practice, they tried that and it was a disaster. So the way that DeAndre Swift, flea flicked it back, I was like, wow, it's a mile up in the air. And then, split like maybe a second, Caleb got rid of it. But yeah, all around was good. Special teams, defense. Hopefully CeeDee Lamb, he's out 4 to 6 weeks. That was an ugly ankle injury. So I don't want to hear Cowboys fans saying we lost because of CeeDee Lamb. Don't fucking get me started. But overall, offense was good, and yeah, I should move there, right, Dan? Agree with me?
I'll move to Chicago.
Yeah. But overall was good. Yeah.
I mean, the Tyreek Stevenson, 4 takeaways in this game. The Tyreek Stevenson one obviously being the best. The Bears had just gone 3 and out. They're in the process of giving up, a 15, 18-yard run. And then Stevenson just says, no, thank you. I'll take that ball and go the other way. Literally stole it from the guy.
Yep.
When I look at the Edwards picks, the one he laid out, nice catch, fine. The 3 interceptions were kind of gifts from Dak in some way. I mean, they weren't the end zone one was not a good throw at all. I mean, look, I'm not trying to poo-poo the picks, the interceptions, those turnovers. The only one that was a really good defensive play, though, for me, was the first one, right? The other ones were nice, but they weren't like they made some great defensive play to make it happen. It kind of fell into their laps a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
There miscues and errors from the Cowboys where the defender did not have to make a great play. And that's good because, I'm not saying it's not bad. I mean, that's because the defense was doing good things. But then we only had 2 sacks. And we get that at the very end of the game when we know that they have they have to pass so we can load up the box and really come at them. But for the most part of the game, the first 2.5 quarters or so, maybe 3 quarters, not that much pressure, Dan.
No. What's funny is I was laughing was near the end of the game when they took Prescott out of the game. And put Milton into the game.
Well, they knew they didn't want to get him hurt. The other thing is too, Ken, Braxton Jones. All right, the first 2 games he allowed 12 pressures, 0 pressures on Sunday. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Braxton's been playing better. I kind of thought that would happen with Tooney being there. We knew he was serviceable. We knew he was better than average. Just we had a shitty interior. We now have a better interior, and we're starting to see that reflect on the ends. Darnell was already good, but there was question, I guess you could say, about Braxton. But Braxton's been playing really well, man. I mean, I'm happy they stuck with him. I don't know if a rookie would have done the job, or it's been hard enough with basically a whole new interior to get this line to start to sink. But the offense is starting. Let me throw this up too. Stole this from someone else, from X, but
thief.
I know, right? But oops, but I'm telling you what, that's a change, man. The Bears are ranked 9th in yards per game, or I'm sorry, 10th in yards per game, 9th in points per game. That's the first time we've been in the top 10 of those categories since 2013. The offense is progressing. Ben Johnson is doing what Bears fans wanted Ben Johnson for.
Yep.
and that's the offense. The defense, they got work to do. Would you agree with that, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
This
they did look better this week. I mean, yeah, we were up 14-3, and they tied up the game, but then after that, just shut them down.
yeah, this rush D's gotta because you got Austin Genty coming up this week. Our rush defense is, it's gotta. That's it. That's the only downfall I say to this game was our rush defense. We made Javonte Williams look like a star.
Yeah, they really did.
There, thank you. Oh, more dinner?
Yeah, it just comes in, starts telling me what it is.
Jesus Christ!
Hey,
what is it? You got to tell us what it is.
A sandwich.
A sandwich.
Okay, hold on. What is it? Since you want to know. Pulled pork sandwich and then a salad.
Oh, pulled pork. Dan, I'm hungry now. Are you?
Yeah.
But
you got more for Dan and Woody?
Yeah. I'm just.
Hey, get yourself down to Pensacola. I've got a plate for you.
Ken, and somebody answered this. I mean, what can the Bears do to help out that rushing D? I mean, are they pressuring too much and have the runner go past us, or these offensive lines that we're going against is great and they're making holes?
The problem, I think, starts in the secondary because they mentioned how Allen hasn't opened up the defensive playbook because of the uncertainty of who's playing in the secondary, right? That's part of it. Yeah, Sweat and Dio, I think Dio is actually, I understand why they spent the money because you can see it. They put pressures. They got some pressures, or they made quarterbacks feel a little uncomfortable, but they haven't really got home yet. I think a lot of that has to do with Allen not wanting to open up the playbook because of the uncertain times he has in the secondary right now. Now, who's going to play, who's not going to play, that kind of thing. You know, it's interesting you bring it up that way. Maybe some of it is over pursuit, Woody, where they're getting really good penetration, but in the process, letting the runner go by. And they're not keying in on that. They're so concerned about getting to the quarterback, they're missing the runner. I could see a little bit of that. But part of it, I think, is scheme still where Allen isn't comfortable. And he said that they have barely scratched the playbook because, they haven't implemented a lot of it because of the personnel issues. But we saw by the end of the game, we started to see defensive formations, defensive plays that we had not seen out of the Bears in the previous two games. So maybe because he got the lead, he felt comfortable to open it up a little bit more when they built the bigger lead, and maybe we'll see that a little bit more going forward. Because they did, by that point in the game, they were able to stop the run. They were able to stop the pass. They were able to look like a much better defense. But then once again, it's a situation where you knew the Cowboys had to throw. So, I can't put too much stock into that. You know what I mean?
Right. So just staying on defenses, I'm going through the stats right now, and Jermaine Edmonds had 15 tackles, and number 2 was Sewell. So Sewell's coming on. Edmonds knows his position here with the Bears is questionable for next year. So Sewell, or I want to see some, Hippolyte in there too to see how he does. Time of possession, they have us by 5 minutes. Total yards, they have us by 11 yards. Passing, we beat them 298 to 275. I would like to see a little bit more rushing as well on the offense. Swift had 13 carries for 33 yards. Gotta get better there. They had Managai in there too. He had six attempts for 16 yards.
Managai going backwards.
Right. But
go down, young man, go down. Sometimes just know when the fight is over.
Next to Caleb Williams being offensive player of the game, I mean, Burden had over 100 yards. Well, the one big one was on the flea flicker, but it's good to see that they put Burden in there, and had a hell of a game. And Swift had a great run too. That was a good run, and Kmet with the touchdown pass. So it's going pretty good on Sunday. Now a lot of people are saying the Cowboys are that bad or the Bears that good. We'll see. what I want to see is consistency. That's it. I want to see this game in and game out, and know it's not going to happen. But if next week we take a shit, then the Caleb haters are going to come out, including myself.
Well, we're seeing some consistency with Caleb, at least. Like, I think there's a little bit. We're starting to see more consistency. I mean, look at, for instance, part of the his consistency is he still doesn't turn the ball over. He still puts the ball in places receivers have a chance, for the most part. My complaint on Caleb is this: he can make some make your jaw drop passes, and you're like, wow, I didn't even know a human could do that kind of stuff. And then when it's like the routine, it's like he's bored, and it's like, whatever. Oh, it dropped to his feet. Darn. That's a part of Caleb I want to see improve. But I think we're seeing more consistency out of Caleb in terms of positive stuff. Offensively, I agree. We need to see more run. Swift, they still haven't gotten Swift really going. He had some nice runs here and there. Monangai, I like that they used him to give Swift a break, number one. Two, he ran pretty hard, except, like, dude, sometimes don't want to get down. Also, that Caleb still spreads the ball around. That's another thing of consistency. He spreads the ball around. Offensively, every game is ticking a little bit more north, right? Defensively, though, is where the improvement needs to happen, and we're not seeing a consistency. It's almost like they get lax when they get a lead. We've seen it twice now, game 1 and game 3. They get a lead, they get lax. They let the Vikings back in that game late. They let the Cowboys back in with up 2 scores, before finally Dallas kind of makes some mistakes that we capitalize on. But I need to see more out of our defense.
Well, it seemed like defense made adjustments at halftime. They didn't give up a score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They did. They adjusted well.
Going back to Caleb, when I agree, Ken, because I seen it happen twice on Sunday when he was making a rollout and running, and the guy was sort of open, and he would throw it like 2 yards, 2 yards in front of the guy. So I don't know if it's just the way his feet is, or he just wants to get the ball out. I called him noodle arm a couple times on Sunday.
Yeah, it's like, that's weird. You know what's funny, though? On those rollout passes, those are normally where he excels.
Yeah.
So even when he threw a couple of them short, it's like, the consistency is getting better on offense, so the offense is picking up.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I don't want to we'll get into this week's game here in a little bit, but from this week, he looked comfortable. The offensive line kept them comfortable. And the one thing I think that people don't understand, like that, the DJ Moore touchdown, that was a very significant play. Not because of the touchdown, not because of the throw, but because of what Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams made Dallas do that made that possible. They've started to use Caleb running, right? He had a couple designed runs in that game.
Yep.
A lot of people, I don't know if you noticed that in the stands, but they had a spy on Caleb on that 4th and goal. And because of that spy, and when Caleb ducked under the cover, out of the pocket into the right, it drew the spy with him, which let DJ wide open.
Yeah,
so that
he was it was like camouflage in the back of the end zone like that.
But, but making Dallas commit to a spy on your quarterback, that left you a wide open guy in the end zone.
Yeah, he had a couple. Those touchdowns were on my side. The Cole Kmet. I'm just glad Cole Kmet is athletic, because it seems like those passes over the middle, last week's too, over the middle, and he had to one-hand it. This one, it was a pretty good. I think it was a better catch than the throw.
So maybe that he's to me, it feels like he's floating a couple balls sometimes through the middle.
Right. Yep. Overall, great atmosphere. I had a great time. We did. And Cowboys fans, the one behind us was when it was 14-14, he was like talking so much shit, and his wife was calling me coach because I was up the whole time trying to get the section up. So she was calling me coach. And after the Tremaine Edmonds interception in the end zone. They just got up and left, didn't even say goodbye. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. So Dan, what is your are you sold on Caleb yet, or is this got to be every week with Caleb?
Gotta see.
Yeah. Yep.
Gotta see each week. I mean, consistency,
Yep.
I mean, through 3 weeks, though, Caleb has not had a bad game. Like, he has looked good all 3 weeks for the most part. The Lions game, look, that was 21-14. And so the refs say Tesla somehow got out of bounds when he wasn't even close to get out of bounds. And that gave Detroit basically another touchdown. If that doesn't happen, you go to halftime 21-14. Who knows how different that game looks, right? But, I mean, Caleb, though, off his number-wise, his QBR for the season was like a 107 point something. By comparison, Jordan Love's got a 110.
Yep, and he had a tough game. Yep.
So, Caleb is showing that he's a good quarterback. But like week 2, like he can't play defense too.
Right.
And when we get into week 4, that's probably going to be something we're going to have to address. But let's look. The other outcome of this week, of course, is the injury report.
Yep.
Here is this week's injury report.
Speaking of injuries, I mean, going back to last week, I think our defense did pretty damn good with all. TJ Edwards out, Gordon was out. I think they did a pretty damn good job with the injuries that we had. Yeah. Fuck.
So, when are we ever going to see Gordon?
Jesus, I have no idea. Spider-Man, we don't know when he's coming back. He's I miss him in the nickel, and he could be like a Brian Branch of Detroit, getting in, doing some cornerback blitzes, being in the backfield. We've seen it before. I do miss Gordon, so I just want to see, everybody healthy. Obviously, we'll see how Jalen Johnson's surgery goes. They said with that surgery we could see him this year, so he's not basically out for the year. Darnell Wright, he did not practice today because of his elbow. So hopefully, it's only Wednesday. So, Cole Kmet limited, there's some big names on there, but we'll see. We'll see Sunday. We'll get the real report, but this is the up-to-date report. Maybe they're holding these guys out because of the game coming up. So.
Yeah, because Grady Jarrett not playing today. In practice today, Colson Loveland, of course, left the game, didn't practice. We haven't had Edwards or Gordon at all this season, really. So at this point, I'm okay because I think we've compensated somewhat for that. But if now we lose Jarrett, Loveland, and Wright, ooh. Yeah. And if Swift was the same problem last week, he's going to be there. Jalen Jones we signed, and he's been hurt since we signed him almost. But it makes you wonder, are the Bears going to even go out and try to sign someone? And looking at some of the transactions over the last week or two. So on the 20th, 4 days ago, they signed defensive end Tanoa Kasapanga and brought Dallas Flowers and Carl Jones up to elevate them. Putting Kieran and Jalen Johnson both on the IR. And then, of course, while I was gone, they signed a kicker.
Yeah, Mooney,
yeah. Yeah, why don't we just go out and get Koo? Atlanta released him.
Did they really?
Yes.
I did not see that. That's a good question because Koo has missed some big kicks. He's made some big kicks, but he's missed some big kicks.
And Ken, the big reason why he's good is mainly he's indoors. So that's what you got to take into consideration too. Can this guy kick outside? He did miss a big kick against I think it was Tampa. Yeah, so never know. Santos, with the 50 and below or 50 and above, he did hit a 59-yarder in preseason, and then we're like, okay, we don't need Kim no more. We'll just keep Santos, and he missed a kick.
Young Hope was out
week
of the
one.
question
Well, did he get signed?
by the Giants.
The Giants signed him. Wonder what something we can know.
I think wasn't someone hurt?
Yeah, he's hurt. He's hurt.
Yeah.
No, Gano was hurt. Yeah, he's hurt. He played, but he was hurt.
He had to come into that game on Sunday night because the punter was the only one that was doing the kicking. He was hurt. He had to come in there and play.
Well, that's another story. I don't think they need more than a kicker there. They need a coach.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to it always comes down to kicks. Points are points. So if we're at the 35 or 36 yard line and it's fourth down, we got to put Santos in for the points. And then if he misses it, they have great field position. That's what I'm worried about points are points. Points are very important. And, field goal, even if you miss a field goal, it could change the aspect of the game. If you make it or miss it, it can go by that one missed kick. It could go. He missed a big kick in week 1 against Minnesota. And you know what happened? We lost by 3. Look, Ken's trying to choke on it.
Yeah, I was trying to get a little.
The sandwich.
Sandwich. I don't want to eat on camera. So every so often I'll duck out and take a bite. So
yeah, I care. I got
the round table after this. I can't have cold dinner. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I think though Cairo's got to know because we now have a kicker on the practice squad, which I can't remember the last time there was a kicker on our practice squad. That's gotta send a message to him that, hey man, you're on a leash. Like that's the message sent right there for the Bears. But still, I mean, can we kick the tires on some of these corners that didn't get signed in the offseason? Quick, just I don't look at it. Even if you're not going to sign the guy, just bring the guy in for a workout. I mean, at least the media and the fans will go, oh, well, at least you're looking at someone. I mean, I get it. I agree. Look, if there's no one worth spending the money on, or they're not going to improve your team while we got some guys down, I get it. Don't spend the money. But the problem is the perception of the fans is, well, they're not trying to do anything, which the three of us know is not the case. We know that they're scouting people, looking at game film, tape, whatever they've got on guys, trying to see if there's someone they can bring in to shore up the cornerback room. But to the average fan or the media, so they can make a thing out of it and get their clicks and likes and say why the Bears are bad. Like, dude, just bring a guy in. Like, yeah, he's not going to get signed, but at least work him out for a day. So at least say, the Bears are looking for guys, but I guess, Gilmore wasn't it because we know he's not it. But at least bring him in and let him work out for the day and make him think that you're doing something.
Yeah.
And there are 2 out of 3. I just looked it up. Former place kickers that are available were Bears. Pinero's out there.
Yeah,
no, Pinero is not out there.
He's at San Fran. He just kicked the winning. He just kicked the winning field goal on Sunday.
Yep.
What about Bagley? Badgley, how do you say his name?
Yeah, we had him. Detroit had him.
And Greg Joseph is the other one.
I mean, Moody's not. He was all hyped up his first year in San Fran. He did pretty good, but I guess he's messing up this year, and he just cut him.
Well, look at this. It might be good for him to come to Chicago, be on the practice squad, rehone his game. If Santos fucks up,
yep.
I mean, he was the 3rd round pick. Not many place kickers get drafted. So the kid has some talent, obviously.
Let's get some questions and stuff in the comments if anybody's out there. It's very light tonight, so
what about if he comes back? Is the Ravens cut him? Is that Tucker guy?
Oof.
Tucker's suspension is currently being served right now, so all these games are being counted towards the suspension, even though he is not signed. So late in the season, someone could sign him if they have an issue.
Yep.
or someone gets hurt, Tucker could definitely get signed. I haven't seen anything on his case at all. Like no charges have been. There's still no charges filed against him for any of this stuff that they said he did. In fact, the only thing we have is accusations. There are no court cases, nothing of any kind. Just at the NFL game, this massive suspension.
Yeah,
And there's literally nothing. At least with Deshaun Watson, there were pending cases. In his case, I don't think there's anything going on. So that's interesting. But I don't think the Bears. I mean, I think what do you get, like a 10-game, 11-game suspension, something like that.
Somewhere around there. Yep.
So it's a couple more weeks before we'll start hearing his name again. But we got a game this weekend, right?
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about Sunday in the pregame, but we might as well start now. Unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about from the Cowboys game.
No, everything was good. Just got to get that rush D up and run more. Got to get some holes open for, Swift. We want those haters out there. I like Swift because, they have Roshan on the special team. So I don't know if they're trying to say something there. So that's interesting to see too this year. We need to get the running game on so we get this play action going. We can't be doing flea flickers all the time.
We've been saying that the past 3 weeks for them to get that run game going. See more
right. Yep.
So, I mean, do we really need to do player of the game, or is everyone just going to say Caleb? I mean, he was the NFC Offensive Player of the Week and the Air Ground Player of the Week. So, I mean, do we really have to discuss that and say it was someone else?
Well, I'm just going to say Burden with a great game, and the dud is I'm going to say our rush defense.
That I would agree with that, with the dud piece at least. The funny thing about Burden, I think that with that one catch, he's already outgained Golden and Green Bay for total yards.
Yeah,
he's already got a better season than Golden does with just in his first game. He really did anything.
He's going off the flea flicker, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did. That was a 65-yard bomb. Yeah.
Yep.
We got the Raiders next.
About that game quickly, all I can say was when I seen that happen, I'm running, seeing Caleb throwing these passes. I'm like, where the hell did he start learning how to throw the ball like that?
Dan, it's because I was fucking there Sunday.
Well,
simple, bud.
Two things on that, though, Dan. One, last year, the Bears were so gun-shy from letting the ball rip 30, 40, 60 yards downfield. That was part of why we didn't see it. Secondly, and Ben Johnson will throw the bomb. We know he will. But the coaching staff we had last year just would not do it for whatever reason. So that was a good thing. They've opened it up, which is going to help Caleb in the short and intermediate game now. Because with the speed and the receivers we got, you have to respect our deep threat. The fact that we got Rome that can do you, that we got Luther that can do you, that we can go then intermediate to DJ, and he's going to burn you in yards after the catch when he's not being a running back, which I thought was kind of cool in a way. But is he the next Debo? Maybe something to talk about there. But I mean, it's good to see that, right? The Bears offense. So that is something that is like a very net positive thing to see. They're opening the field up, and I think that's going to make defenses have to be more spacious against the Bears. Whereas, if you think about how the last 5-6 years, what do you do to a Bears offense? Load 8 in the box. That's been the rub. Every time, 8 in the box. Now you actually have to respect our deep ball capability because we just showed you that we would do it.
And don't forget that Roma Dunza had that 35-yarder too.
And he had that big miss at the goal line right on my side. I was like, son of a bitch. Hey, I wanted to throw this out here too before we go on to the next game. Yeah. Can anybody tell us the chant in the locker room that Ben Johnson did? I couldn't understand him.
Yeah, I saw it. They had the words on. I can't remember what it was, but
all I remember is the last word. It says "Go Bears." That was it. That was it.
How about them Cowboys or something?
I don't know what he said.
Nothing like it. Hey, but he finally smiled when they gave him the game ball. So he does in fact smile.
Caleb gave him his game ball.
Yeah. Wow. So he does in fact smile, which now we can say that yes, Ben Johnson smiles. Oh, the other thing I want to bring about the game too, though, the problem was, and it was funny because no sooner than Tom Brady say this, the Bears did it. They were like, the Bears are scoring too quick. Like, it's great that Caleb can throw these 35, 65-yard bombs, but their time of possession sucks. Like they're just quick score, get off the field. Like they need to start doing sustained drives. No sooner does Tom Brady say this on TV, the Bears log the longest time drive,
19 plays.
Not over 9 minutes long, the longest drive of the season in the NFL.
Well, until Monday night when the Lions did that 10-minute drive.
Was that 10 minutes? Yeah, until Monday night. Yeah, but at that point, 3 weeks in, and it was just after Tom Brady said they got to start putting together long drives because they're scoring too quick and like on cue. The Bears put together a 9+ minute drive, 19 plays with a little bit of everything.
Well, speaking of Tom Brady, it leads me into my surprise that I was going to say, and I want to hear. I'll always love to hear Ken disagree with me, but I'm going to fucking say this.
All right, go ahead.
Speaking of Tom Brady, all right, he commentated in the game on Sunday, right?
Uh-huh.
He owns half the Raiders.
No.
Yep.
What?
5%.
Okay, well, he runs it, some of it.
He has a 5% stake, yeah.
Any contradicting controversy there that, hey, Raiders, I talked to the offensive coordinator, I talked to all the coaches, I did the Spygate, I did the Deflategate, I did the Tuck rule. You know, do you think there's anything that we should worry about there? Because I am.
Okay. This was an issue last year when you bought the 5% stake. I 100% get where you're coming from, but the NFL has put in place certain rules. So, for instance, he doesn't talk to the OC or the DC or the head coach in the prep leading in the week. His partner can in the booth. The other reporters can. Tom Brady's not allowed to take part of those meetings because he's part owner of the Raiders, 5% stake. Okay. He does not get to do any of that pre-production meetings with players or coaches. The only thing he's getting that he could possibly go back to the Raiders with is watching the game like he is and commentating on it and saying, hey, I just saw them play this week. Here's my thoughts. Here's what I saw. That's it. I mean, and maybe if he gleans something because maybe, you know, one of the other reporters says something off camera, like, yeah, when we talked to you know, so-and-so, they said this or whatever. Okay, maybe he could report that back to the Raiders. But the NFL, because this came up last season, and the NFL, because they were worried about him trying to snag free agents to go to Vegas. But they put in place where he can't talk to anyone. He basically shows up, goes to the booth, calls the game, has no contact with any of the teams or anything. So, you know, only homework he gets to do is what he does on his own, watching game tape and whatnot.
All right. Just bringing that out there.
No, but I don't disagree with you. I can understand where it's coming from. And look at it. I think you have a valid point, though, from a whole other aspect of it, because, you know, you're worried about when you said you're worried about because of the aspect of talking to coaches and gaining insight that way. But because the league has the rules, I'm not worried about that. Where I'm kind of sharing your worry in that would be this. It's Tom freaking Brady. The guy knows football.
Yep.
And he sits there and watches. Yeah, he watches and comments on it, and he understands the minute little details of the game. And, you know, game tape is game tape, but he's there live, kind of scouting. You know, in a way, you can kind of say he scouted. That is where I would, you know, his insights of being there and watching it live is worth a lot more than, let's say, yours or mine. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah,
so I agree with you from that point. But I mean, the NFL did look at, you know, could they break the rules? I mean, maybe. I mean,
because it's Tom Brady. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, could some of the people he works with at Fox be telling him things that for meetings he's not allowed to be at? Yeah, sure, possibly. You know, besides the stuff they already say on camera, right? Like when they talk about Dennis Allen not opening up a full playbook because of the injuries. You know, that wasn't Tom Brady saying that. That was his partner on the show. So Tom Brady's hearing that for the first time. just like everyone else who's watching the broadcast. So is that a distinct advantage? Technically, no, but theoretically, yes. Because who's from the Raiders aren't watching the game on the Raiders scouts aren't watching the game on Fox. They're going to watch it in other, so maybe that becomes advantageous that way. I don't know. Oh, we got a mic. Well, we got a mic, one of the two mics. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Oh, he's not driving. That's good, Mike. That's good.
That's good. Yeah.
No, I'm not driving.
So, yeah, I mean, so what does that all make sense, though, to answer your question?
Yeah. I'm just saying, if it was anybody else, I'd be like, nah. But since Tom Brady has been in so much of these, again, Spygate, Deflategate, Tuck Rule, even though that was a fumble, sorry, Patriots fans, that was a fumble. But I just wanted to throw it out there. I'm like, fuck, dude. But hey.
Well, before we go forward to next week, let's get Mike's take on week 3 against the Cowboys. What do you think about the Cowboys game?
A lot of our guys were wide open, and if Caleb would, you imagine if he missed a couple of those throws, right? The flea flicker, the bomb to Rome. God, the media would be crucifying him, but he didn't. He made those passes. He looked good. Of course, it's when we play terrible defenses, they all look bad. They're a terrible team.
Oh,
it's only when we play them.
Well, I wanted to say with Dunze's touchdown, Trevon Diggs did slip and fall.
But there are positives.
On that one though. That was Rome. Rome did that.
The throw to Loveland where he layered it over the DBs.
That was nice.
Great throw. That was a great throw. The one to Burton did the exact same thing.
Hey, on the Adunze one though, where he beat him, that was Adunze making him fall. He juked him so hard he fell.
Well, Trayvon, he's an idiot because you're supposed to check the player or the receiver with 2 hands, not one, and then he lost his balance.
Yep.
And it was 3rd and 8. You don't play pressure on 3rd and 8. You back up.
Well, that's the other thing that I want to say though too. And I didn't say this before we were talking about. I said it this morning. Like, dude, Matt Eberflus, you're a good defensive coach. Like, we all know you do good defenses. You did good defenses in Chicago. You know Caleb Williams better than any defensive coordinator in the entire NFL. Why? You were his head coach for his rookie year. You have more knowledge on Caleb Williams than any defensive coordinator in the freaking NFL, and you're going to play zone defense on him all day?
Yep.
Really?
Hey, he helped develop him. So.
Yeah. I mean, some of that I wonder about the Eberflus defense calls. Like, well, no wonder why we got rid of you in Chicago. But that was uncharacteristically bad defensive calling by Eberflus. And I don't know, maybe he felt like, well, zone is really the only way I can go because these receivers will rip me in man. I don't know. Why don't you throw more exotic blitzes at Caleb? Right? They didn't do that. There's things they didn't do. So, I mean, it made Caleb look really, really good. Obviously, he won all these awards this week. FedEx Ground Player of the Week, NFL or NFC Offensive Player of the Week. But Eberflus kind of gave it to him on a silver platter in a way for me too. But it was great to see that, like Mike said, he did what he was supposed to do against a defense that might not be that good, and made them pay. Now we go to a Raiders team that is in transition as well, where Max Crosby, who used to play the 8 or used to play the 5, is now playing the 8 technique. So it's a different look for him. That's why Crosby is down, but still Max.
What's up, Mitch?
Crosby.
What's up, Mitch? Good. Congrats on Monday night's game.
Yeah.
How do the Bears do this week against the Raiders defense?
Run away from Max Crosby and get the ball out quick.
Double team his ass. You put Komet on him with he's against Darnell. He's against Darnell, right?
And he's hurt too.
He's gonna need some help.
Komet and Loveland were both on injury report this week, and Darnell Wright's on injury report as well.
All right, so that means Theo's gonna take over for him. Yeah, he's gonna need some help with Max.
I don't know if Theo's taking over for him. He didn't He didn't practice today, right? That what we showed.
Oh, why you look that up? I was very sad though to see Sanborn in a Cowboys jersey.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
Go
he
ahead.
made some good plays too.
Yep.
Yeah, Darnell's an elbow. I have a feeling he'll play. Like from this list right here, I have a feeling that Jarrett, Loveland, Wright, Komet, Swift, they'll all play.
Yeah.
And DeMarco Jackson, he's full practice, so he'll play. We won't see Edwards. We won't see Gordon. And we won't see Jalen Jones. They'll wait till after the bye week. They'll probably – I think their first game action will be week 6 against the Commanders. And that makes sense to me, especially with a Raiders team that isn't necessarily – they got injury issues of their own. Their tight end, their biggest weapon's hurt right now. Their best wide receiver isn't playing well. Geno's not even in the game, right? Geno didn't even start this week for them, right? Their backup quarterback is in right now because of injury. Maybe Geno's back. I'm not sure. We'll have to look at that coming into Sunday.
I think
that O'Connell?
AOC got cut, didn't he?
Does he got? Who's the backup?
Wasn't Minshew. He left.
Minshew was in Kansas City.
I think Jacoby Myers is actually, the receiver to watch on Sunday. With Brock Bowers with that knee brace he can't cut as much.
No. He
looked uncomfortable the first week he had that brace on. So got to see if it's going to get off this week. Who knows?
Ripping it.
Our old guy.
Yeah, I like that. I see a lot of blitzes coming. I mean,
so Mike, my question to you, Mike, is how did the Bears stop the run? Because our rush defense is that was my dud of the game. So how do we stop this run?
You got a plan for Gentry. I think he's going to easily get 80 yards on us.
Yep.
No, Geno played last week. Geno spit that 289 yards. He was 19
did
of
he
29.
throw like 3 interceptions?
3 touchdowns. Alton Gentry had 63 yards and 17 carries. Geno had 3 touchdowns, and it went to wide receiver Trey Tucker, who had 145 yards.
Geno Smith had a rough last week.
I was listening to Chicago media, and they're still saying we need a running back, which I think we still do.
Mike, that leads into my next question for you. Why is Roschon Johnson only playing special teams? Are they trying to tell us something?
He's getting a Tristan Ebner treatment.
What's up, Ian?
That was a homer.
They were talking about would you trade picks for a running back? I'm like, no. Why don't you see what you got in the fucking Brown? Why not get Wheeler back here?
Mm-hmm.
If Roschon Johnson is just on special teams, cut his ass.
Yeah,
if you're not going to use him.
Yeah, because it's going to be Managai, and I mean he runs hard, but he's not one of those 100-yard rushing game.
Him and Swift are both the shift running backs, right? They're great pass catchers, right? And then you get a lot of open space. But that's it. They're not down the field running backs. That's what we missed from Montgomery when we had him.
Billy, the link is in your inbox.
But I honestly think we need a pass rusher more than anything.
I don't think we need the pass rusher as much as we need to open the playbook up, because, and I think you might have missed this, Mike. They were talking about how we haven't opened up the defensive playbook because of the uncertainty of who's playing in the defensive back end. That because of the cornerback injuries and whatnot, they haven't really opened up the playbook on the defense. That they're still kind of vanilla-ish because there was so much uncertainty in the backfield. But I think now that we've seen some consistency out of these guys that have been playing. We'll see Allen actually open it up more.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing. I'm sorry to cut you off, Ken.
No, go ahead.
You guys see what the Texans did, though, right? They released CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah, safety. Yeah.
Safety, and he can play corner.
Well, that's one thing. I said that too earlier to maybe maybe he's a guy that maybe at least bring in, because I don't think that,
he's only 27.
I know the Bears are looking, and I'm sure the Bears are tracking that, right, Mike? I mean, they're either tracking it. the problem is this: like Bears fans, are like, well, why aren't we doing anything? Well, if the staff, being the coaches and polls, don't think the guy is going to be worth the money, that he makes the team better, right? To spend the money on him, then he doesn't make the team any better than what they currently are. Then don't spend the money. And I agree with that. That's smart. But on the flip side, take the more negative approach fans, and God knows we have those in Chicago in spades, and the Chicago media, and at least appease them by bringing a guy like that in and work them out before you say no.
Yeah.
Because the workout isn't going to change their mind. They've got a lot of tape on the guy.
Yeah.
The workout just says, okay, you can probably pass the physical.
And
Maybe they talk to the guy, maybe see what his mindset is. Okay, fine. But the actual workout itself isn't going to change how he plays in the field. They already know what he is. So if they've already decided, well, this guy's not going to help us at all. But you know what? For the sake of the fans and the media, bring them in and work them out. So like, at least to say, no,
just
you're
to say
doing-
you did.
Because we're
What's up,
hurting that
Bill?
cornerback. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Where were our third stringers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not sold on this
Yeah.
Sean Wright guy either. Fuck him.
He had that the pick six. That's the only thing he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he didn't play that bad this week, though. I mean, he got injured, and
He
and
slipped
what-
and fell in the Cowboys game. I saw that.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, we see a lot of corners slip and fall in Soldier Field.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that right, Billy? A lot of slippage at Soldier Field.
Well, on that awesome ass turf over there, it always happens.
I mean, and look, at least his slip and fall wasn't as bad as a certain quarterback in New York who got benched today, when he tried to run, looked like he was drunk, right? I mean, but Soldier Field, man, you see corners slip and fall all the time for both teams. So, and then sometimes I think we the other thing we do with our corners, when they're playing zone and quarterbacks do what they should do, put it in the natural void, if you will, right?
Mhm.
We blame the corner. It's like, dude, he's in his position. The quarterback and the offense just put the ball where they should put the ball in the zone. That's not the defender's fault. He's playing his position. He did what he was supposed to do. They put the ball in the place where there wasn't a defender, which is what you do in a zone. But we like to blame our defenders for that.
I think they better put me and Billy in there to stop this fucking run, though. Our rush
Yeah, they
defense.
need to do
I mean,
something.
God damn.
I think we got it. We can. You go high, I go low.
I don't know, Billy. To me, it feels like if they can fix the defensive back end and they can open up the Allen playbook a little bit more, that maybe it fixes it. With the people we do have, I think the holdup is the back end is what's holding up the playbook. So much. I mean, he said that, but I mean, in reality, that makes some sense to me. Like, we're not seeing those off corner blitzes and those other things that would help with the run game because he's unsure of what he's got in his backfield with Spidey being out, Johnson being out, and some other injuries.
Ken, here's the comment right here. I'm fucking telling you, I'm worried.
I didn't even see it.
All right, we put it up for you again.
I got it.
There you go.
What do you do
Billy,
now?
They're saying because we play the Raiders next week and he just called the Bears this week. But once again, NFL has rules. You can't talk to coaches, players, all that good stuff.
Can I have somebody with me, please? Because I'm a little worried about it. Billy, please. You worried?
I'm not worried.
Yes.
I knew it. I knew
Billy,
it.
Billy, what I said about the defense, so does that make some sense on why the run defense might not be so good right now?
Oh, definitely, man. You need help in that back.
Is it me or is it Brisker playing it safe? That's what it seems like, right, guys?
No, I think that Brisker's still making good plays. But what I have noticed is he's not tackling the guy into next century.
Nope.
He's still hitting people, but he isn't trying to knock their bones out of their skin anymore.
Well, he learned that.
Yeah.
He fucked himself up.
Well,
Billy,
Billy,
I seen you. I seen you on the jumbotron a couple times.
Oh, you think so? I get on every once in a great while.
Yeah, luckily Billy doesn't get on as much right after he plays more TVs than I already do.
It was all. And Billy, thank you for everything at Tailgate. It was awesome. Make me a sandwich.
You want a sandwich? You want bacon, egg, or
Yeah,
sausage
that was
and
awesome.
egg?
That was awesome.
Hey,
It was
and Billy,
great
thank
time.
you for taking pity on the homeless guy they picked up in the green and gold.
Oh yeah,
Really.
we got
Yeah.
we got to show love to homeless people every now and then.
And I'm still urinating moonshine, Billy.
Oh yeah, man, you love that Chicago handshake, huh?
Oh, Chicago
Oh, God.
handshake. Holy shit, dude.
Billy, did you go get the free hot dogs?
You
Mm.
fuck no, I wasn't sitting in that long ass
That
block.
was
I-
wrapped,
I saw the line.
dude. That was wrapped around the block twice.
That thing
Wiener
was
circle.
long.
It can't be said that Caleb is not feeding the city of Chicago. He definitely is feeding the city of Chicago.
Wow.
Right now.
If I
Wow.
wasn't at work, I'd have drove the Bears van over there because man, even Staley showed up, but I was like, man, I was at work.
Oh man.
So Billy, what do you think of Caleb in this game?
He did all right. The passing was there. He didn't, I was shocked that he didn't throw some over wide, people that were wide open for touchdowns. I'm glad he didn't, miss those, but it was okay, I mean, hopefully he can repeat himself.
Well, that Cole Kmet catch that was coming towards us, I thought that was a little bit going to be a little overthrown, but Kmet made a hell of a catch.
Yeah,
He's got great hands.
And Billy, in case you didn't see this, he won 2 awards already this week, did Caleb. He was the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, and he was a FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Week.
Happy Wiener.
Yeah, I seen all that. I'm not on the Caleb train, but Bear Mysterio is a big Caleb train rider, and he made sure I knew everything about it.
Oh yeah.
My problem with Caleb, and I'm sure you saw this in the game, is like he made those oh my god throws, but then like some of the regular throws, the more mundane, should be easy throws, like he's bored.
Yeah,
That's what I was going to say. That bullet to DJ that he just darted in the ground,
right into the ground.
Yeah, two of them. 2 throws on the run.
the one to Rome when he was rolling out.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, he played still, a little better, but he's still a little fucking some stuff up a little bit. But it's all right. We got the win. I was able to leave the stadium happy.
No,
And we didn't have any of those, oh my god, he almost threw an interception moments too. Like he's been very good this season, like last season, with protecting the football and not doing it. So I think we're starting to see why Poles drafted him and kicked Fields to the curb. I mean, I think we're starting to understand it even more now than last year. Like no turnovers. Yeah, some issues, but not as many issues as Fields. And I like Fields. Don't get me wrong, I like it.
The best throw that Caleb had, besides the flea flicker and the one to Rome, was when that open edge rusher came right at him, all arm, right to Rome.
Yeah.
That was all arm.
I'm still all about that was flicker.
A great throw.
Dude, that Billy, from where you were watching, I know I was right above you. That looked like it was going to be a fucking disaster.
That's why when I see it happen, I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Did that just happen?
Yeah. And before we get off, hey Billy, again, thank you for everything. The tailgate was awesome. But I do want that Singletary jersey. I saw your live video yesterday, so let's get that rolling.
Man, it's already sold out. I'm waiting for one person. I'm waiting for one person to pay her spot, and then I'm going live tomorrow. The auction. It's a winner.
Oh my!
And don't forget, if you're ever going to a Bears home game, find our boy Billy here, First and 10 tailgate and Hall of Fame, and they will hook you up right. And if you're going to a away game, contact Billy because he will definitely be able to tell you who to go see. Like when I went to Washington last year, he hooked me up with the Commanders guys, and we had a blast.
And if you're in Vegas for the Bears game, we're in Lot J. Bear Mysterio will be there with the first, and half my crew from First and 10 will be set up in Vegas this week.
And then a home game. Ask Billy for a fucking sandwich.
Sandwiches. I'm your sandwich man.
At least when they go to Vegas, they can still get some Rosati's, right? Because there's Rosati's locations in Vegas.
Bear Mysterio is doing tacos.
He's going to the Kona Grill.
Grill. Billy, before we're out of time, Billy, tell him to go to Rubio's. It's tacos like he's never had before, and trust me, he'll like it. It's different, but it's good. Rubio's Tacos. It's a West Coast taco chain, but they've got 2 locations, I think, or 3 in Vegas. But it's seafood, but it's good. But guys, we're out of time. Don't forget to be back here with us Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Central for pregame. Thank you, Billy, Mike, coming on. Dan, of course, who was here earlier. Everyone in the comments. We'll see you on Sunday. Let's go Bears. Let's make this a 2-2 record.
Mhm.
Bear down.
Bear down.